This is Ashton Sanders, Websites in a Flash, and continuing our WordPress series. In this video, I'll be showing you everything you need to know about editing images and galleries in WordPress. This is a page. You can see we have a single image here, a little bit of text, and below that we have a 6-image gallery. So we'll go ahead and edit this page, and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, this first image. As a reminder, when you click on any blocks in WordPress in the editor, you have a little settings block that pops up here, and you also have some block settings that show up on the side. So when we click on this image, we have a lot of image settings here, but the most important one, we'll start here on the right, is this replace. If you click this replace, this will bring you to the media library, and you'll be able to select a new image to replace that image. Or you can go directly to the upload section and upload a new image. Now, if you do like this image, but you want to change it a little bit, you have a couple options here. If you click this, add text over, it actually converts this image into what's called a cover block. So you can see here, it's just called a cover block. It adds a little bit of dark background, and you can put some name on it. We will come back to that in a later video, but for now, back to image. You can also crop the image. Now, this is extremely useful if the dimensions are coming out kind of funky, and you want a portrait image instead of a horizontal, and it gives you actually some options right here. You have the option to go square as well, whichever proportions you'd like. And I'm gonna go ahead and cancel on that. But that will create a new image in your WordPress gallery, so you'll be able to use that cropped image at any time in the future. You can turn it into a link, so that'll make it so the image becomes clickable and it goes to another page. You can also add a caption, and each theme will just style this differently, but you can put text in here below the page to give it a caption. This is your alignment. Now, this is pretty common for a lot of things, but if you align right, obviously you need to make it small enough so that it can move to the right. Align left or center, and then this wide width and full width are some of the other normal options. And then this last one is apply dew tone filter. So this is kind of an interesting thing where you can kind of give it, you can kind of turn it into a funky looking colors. You can use some CSS to change the way the image looks, and that is kind of fun. Before we leave the images, we're going to edit a couple of these things. You do have an option here to go rounded, where you can round the corners. If it is a square image, which again you can crop it to be square, then when you make it rounded, it will become a circle. Or the default styles there. You also have a bunch of options here for your aspect ratios, scaling, width dimensions, thumbnail. You can choose what version of the image to display, medium, large, thumbnail, right? And yeah, so you have a lot of options. It'll kind of squish it and crop it and spread it out a little bit. If you can play with these options to change things around. All right, the next thing we're going to look at is the gallery. Now, this is a gallery of multiple images. If you click on the space between the images, you will see that it says, here it is, gallery. So you have selected the gallery. If you click on an individual image, you will see that it's an image here and it is inside of a gallery. So when you've selected the image, you have all the normal image options here of cropping and giving a caption and all of that and replacing it. This right-hand side is also the same. But you can click this little box on the very left of that, the gallery, select gallery, and that will change your selection to be the gallery as a whole. Now you'll have a button here for add. And again, you have a caption. So we have a caption here for this entire gallery, but not for the individual images. You have some alignment options here. And then on the right-hand side, you have some important images for the gallery. So this is 6 images, so we divide it up into 3 columns. We could make it 2 columns, it would be 3 rows. Or you can play with these however you'd like, and they'll bounce around. And so here's 4 columns. 4 fit across the top just fine, and then the bottom 2 end up being, there's not enough space for another 4, so it just splits the difference and figures out how to fit those 2 in that same space. So it's a really great system for that. You also have the option to figure out you can decide here what all of the images will do by default. You can make it so they will link directly to the media file. So if you want to have a pop-in with a larger image, that's how you would do that. Or WordPress does offer what's called an attachment page, which is a page that WordPress creates for every image that gets uploaded. It's not recommended for SEO reasons, but it is an option. You also choose your resolution, what size you want to fit there. And I did want to point out one other thing here. When you select a single image in the gallery, you can move them around. So these are the 5 options we talked to previously. Now these are a little bit different. You have these 6 dots, which are the normal WordPress drag and drop things, which allow you to drag images around. But you also have these arrows which are sideways now. So you can just move this image down the row, swapping with each image before it. And that's pretty much it. That's the summary of the main details of everything you need to know about images and galleries.